All right, do we fix it? I really.
Testing
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Yes, we're live. We're live.
Yes! Let's go! We did it! Oh! All right. Okay. All right. Love me. Let's go through these drafts real quick. We got Mordekaiser, Volibear, Yone, Sivir, and Seraphine. How do you feel about that rundown for the Sentinels?
Obviously, as I was saying whenever we were muted, I really like blue team's picks here. Going for the new Sivir pick is obviously awesome. Seraphine's a great pick. Yone is a good comfort champion for Danny or for Trice Cross in this game. Polish Pharaoh gets to get onto the Volibear. It's a very strong pick. And Yaone gets to play on the Mordekaiser. I like Blue Side's picks a lot more, but there is a lot of interesting things that can happen with TA Sentinels picks here.
And on the right side, we've got Sejuani, Lilia, Swain, Zeri, and Renata Glask. Yeah, love me. Last split, we had some people that would play the Renata Glask, and it didn't really work out. So hopefully, maybe this is the team that unlocks it. But looking at this, lineup, Sejuani in the top lane against the Mordekaiser, I'm intrigued to see how that goes.
Yeah, and Sejuani is kind of a weird pick still, where people are still not really understanding the top lane at the moment. Basically, she just gets a free trade, and you're just like, okay, well, she doesn't really hurt. She doesn't really hurt, and then she presses E on you one time, and you're like, oh, there goes my entire health bar. That sucks.
Yeah, no, this is going to be an exciting matchup. Any predictions? Love me. Like, who do you feel has got the upper hand in this draft process?
I mean, I favor the blue team. Seraphine's been picked. It's going to be pretty obvious to me that I just love Seraphine and I'm a simp for Seraphine. So Seraphine wins. There we go.
Seraphine wins. Actually, I think we may have. Let's see. Yeah, no, we're about a minute away. Those in the chat, who do you got winning this one? I know Team Ambition's organization, they're going to be rooting for their players, but for those in the chat, who you got winning? Love me. I really do have a strong dislike for Seraphine as a character, as a champ.
Okay.
My closest friend loves Skarner, so just the fact that Seraphine uses the crystal of his people, just it doesn't sit well with him. So I'm in solidarity with my good friend Ed.
Well, unfortunately for Ed, I hope to see Seraphine win this one. I'm excited to see how the predictions go, but I'm also excited to get onto the Rift here in just a moment. I believe that we're going to go into a short break before we hit the Rift, so stay tuned. Obviously, stick around with us, and we would love to see you back on the Rift.
transition again.
Welcome back
Right.
to the Rift. As I hope that we have figured everything out. I hope.
Yeah, no, I think we have at this point. I think we may be at. Hold on.
Hold on. Sources just told me that we are not getting game video.
Game video is not coming through, but they do hear. I think they do hear us, but they can't see it.
Yep, we're getting Irma Nocturnalted.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. All right. Well, hey, while we are waiting, we can talk about how we did have it mixed up on the graphic side of like who was who. So, going through this real quick, you got Yaone at the top with Mordekaiser. You got Polish Pharaoh on the Volibear. Trice Cross. That's going to be actually. Is that correct, or do we have that? Is X-Flow on the left and Sentinels on the right? I believe so. Yeah. Is this how it feels inside Graves W? Well, let me tell you, Alt Egg IRL. I believe so. I believe that's where we're at in this point in life. We are all in a Graves W. I believe.
We just.
All right. I believe we are back. Love me. I think we're back. Folks at home, can you see? There it is. I think the game's there. Let's go.
We have the game.
Back. Woo! Let's go. All right. Now let's get really into this. Love me. We do have X-Flow versus TA Sentinels. Finally, we're on the Rift. Finally, we got everything squared away. People in the chat are saying, let's go. Oh, man. I know that it took a long time, and sorry, folks at home that were waiting, but I appreciate you guys sticking around. And, hey, we got 36 viewers right now, and we're going to give them a show.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey, but I'm happy to be finally into it, as we do see a small trade coming out with the Never Move from Swain. It's exciting to be back on the Rift, and it's exciting to be casting for all of you.
I know, and now we're taking a look at the way they're setting up in this matchup. I think we may see kind of like that situation where a Widow Guifer, gets into the middle of the team and stuns them up, or, soaks a lot of damage and allows, Birdo to come in and, lay some damage out as well with Lilia. But what draft did you prefer? Did you prefer X-Flows or did you like TA Sentinels?
As I had said, I am a Seraphine simp. I think that this champion's absolutely broken and also just really good. So I will side with the Seraphine no matter what.
Right. And taking a look, we've got ourselves, we've got, looks like we've got some, fairly standard as we have a gank in the top lane.
Ooh, gank coming in from the top lane. The E is going to pull back that Sejuani, and I think it's just a formality at this point. Widow Griefer goes down for the first blood, going over to Yaone.
Yaone, and that's the champion you don't want to give a lot of kills to. Mordekaiser, one-on-one is one of the scariest champs you can face. Pulls you into that other realm and just does a lot of damage. And it's just so devastating, right? And then on top of it, gets a little bit of bruisers. We've got 2-on-2 action.
Birdo and a Widow Griefer up here now, this time 2v2 going on, but Widow Griefer is going to find the graveyard the second time, as that is now 2 kills going over to the side of X-Flow Pink.
Man, Widow Griefer living up to the name, griefing twice there, is now down 0-2. And this top side, with the Volibear, with the Mordekaiser, they are set up pretty nicely, and they got themselves a CS lead in that top lane. I really want to see X-Flow be able to roll that into, maybe an early Dragon or that mid lane, and or potentially go for that Rift Herald.
Yep, a lot of action going on the top side, and really, you love to see it from your Mordekaiser, where he is just starting to put a lot of pressure down, as well as the Volibear coming up top. I don't think that Widow Griefer understood how that trade was actually going to go. They had almost no damage there. Lilia was barely able to make it up just to throw a Q, so it is just disastrous for that Sejuani.
Yeah, and taking a look at the rest of the lineups right now, though. Mid lane's got a little bit of a low health, with Danny. Birdo's got some, health issues, but I really do like how X-Flow Pink has played this matchup so far. They have been very aggressive in the top lane, and they have not allowed, TA Sentinels to have any kind of response. The only time they had a chance was, Birdo had come up, but it wasn't fast enough. And unfortunately with Sejuani, she does not get tanky enough. She's tanky, but in the early game, not as much, right? And so that's why you see her more in the jungle. You're more protected by that fog of war, and unfortunately, Little Griefer is got a lot of deaths already in this early game.
Oh, looks like we're gonna get some action mid lane as the flash forward from Renata gonna be able to find the root. Will they be able to pick up the kill? Maybe eventually, yes. Birdo finds the kill on a Trice-Cross to finally give TA some hope, and that's always a great feeling whenever you get to see your Lilia get a kill.
And Birdo played that nicely. They did not panic. They didn't, spend everything they could. They just slowly played it. And unfortunately, I think Trice-Cross did not have to go back in. So that's an unfortunate play there for X-Flow Pink. But on the other end, though, yes, you got the kill. But you did not get the kill on the Swain. And I feel like Swain, especially with Danny, the way Danny plays, I think that would have been a much bigger play there. Ooh, we got ourselves a fight.
We had a little bit of a top lane tussle, but not too much coming from it.
No, Will Queefer couldn't get back into it. And I love Yaone picking up the Merc Treads, because that just makes Mordekaiser even tankier, and you're going to be able to sustain that damage that comes from Birdo.
Yep, as Yaone picking up the Merc Treads is definitely a big thing here, especially against a Sejuani who just literally trades on you to get that first initial stun. If he's able to get out of that faster and he's able to just move around inside of team fights, I mean, if you look at it, he's got to go against Renata, he's got to go against something like the Swain, Birdo, and Sejuani. Is now we see Volibear hovering around this top side. I don't know if something's going to happen here. Is Volibear going in, going to be able to find his way on to Sejuani? Is now Birdo coming back over, gonna be able to find Volibear. The sleep is coming out. That bear is drowsy, but there is a death realm to be worried about, as now Yaone looking for the kill onto this jungler. Will he be able to pick up the deer in the top lane? Oh, just barely living out, as now there's a fight in the mid lane going on. Swain looking to pick up the kill onto Polish Pharaoh, gonna be able to find it. Tri-Street, there's just fights all over the place.
Oh my goodness, this is fights on all fronts.
There's literally fights going on everywhere. Hammy was getting traded on. Tri-Street was getting traded on. You had Polish up in the top lane also getting traded on. It's quite insane this early game as Vision of Empire comes out from Swain.
The only thing that has remained consistent in this match so far is Widow Gweefer griefing again. 0-3-0 on the Sejuani. Taking a look at the rest of it, Danny picks up a kill. That's huge on the Swain. But on top of it, I felt like it was very important the way Birdo and the rest of the team played it. They did not allow themselves to like, hey, let's go all in. Allow Widow Gweefer to be that bait in the top lane. And Birdo came in from the back end of that jungle and was able to lay out a lot of damage on Pharaoh. And then Pharaoh flashed over the wall, I believe. And they were still able to pick up the kill. That's a great job there by TA Sentinels. They were able to close the gap a little bit in this matchup. 3-2 in kills. We'll see if they can be able to swing this into maybe a potential dragon or another objective like the Rift Herald.
Yeah, Birdo barely getting away from Yaone in that situation. I would like to see the control come down from the bottom side. I believe that you have a little more control right now if you are the side of TA Sentinels, but now a gank in the top lane. Polish said, I'm here for revenge. Drops the thunder, drops the ultimate. He said, it's just over for you. Gweefer, 4th death in less than 8 minutes.
Love me, this reminds me of a player that used to play in the plat scene, especially for the CCS. I don't know if you know a player by the name of P. Huffzone, but P. Huffzone would have matches where you're like, what exactly is going on between those ears of yours? And Widow Gweefer, like, at what point are you just going to say, like, hey, I need to stay under tower because I'm getting picked off mercilessly by this X-Flow Pink team? Like, X-Flow Pink's like game strategy so far has been, let's go top side and just do a bunch of damage to Gweefer.
Yeah, let's make this individual live up to his name, as the ultimate does come out from Hammy, but I don't think that they're going to be able to find much else other than some damage onto this Swain. A little aggressive play there. They don't want to continue pulling the trigger. They don't know where most of those members are from TA Sentinels.
Yeah, and taking a look at the rest of this landscape so far, though, it looks like we're going to get the tank volley bear, especially picking up, that, we got to fight in the mid lane.
Swain getting gone onto. Will Yone be able to live this situation? I don't believe he will be able to. He's asleep. Danny finds the kill with Birdo in his pocket.
Ooh, nice play there by TA Sentinels to respond, get a kill, and now Danny's sitting there and has a big CS lead, sitting at 80-59. 201, has a bounty on himself. I really like what Danny's been doing in this mid lane, and they're going to need all of Danny they can get to offset what's happening in the top side.
Yeah, the only unfortunate thing is that we will see how much Danny can actually impact team fights, because the person that is fed on the other side of the rift is going to be a Mordekaiser. And what's Mordekaiser great at? He's great at putting people into Brazil. And if you're in Brazil, you can't very much do damage in North America.
No, you really can. And Will Gweefer has learned mercilessly so far in this matchup that you have a hard time facing that. But we've been talking about the top side in the mid lane a lot, but this bot side has a little bit of, it's been kind of back and forth this whole time. It's not too big of a CS difference. It's 11 right now between Dr. Phil and Chill and Alipaka. But I really want to see what Alipaka does later in this game. Having that ult and be able to boost up your teammates. Oh, this might be a kill here. Oh, nice.
Finds its way onto Xventine, but not going to be able to pick up not going to be able to pick up much more than just that damage that is initially done. I agree with you, actually. I love seeing Sivir. Sivir's a really good farming champion, especially later into the game. You can't really push mid lane against her once she goes there. And the ultimate meme of everything for Sivir is literally 500 CS 30 minutes into the game, and you're just sitting there with all your items.
Oh, and I think with Alipaka, if you're going to be able to use that ult to boost up your teammates, when you have the volley bear, when you have Yone, you should be able to get to that back line and do a lot of damage. Because Dr. Phil and Chill, as soon as Zeri is out of dashes, as soon as you can lock down the Zeri, it's really hard for her to escape. And you have, champs like the volley bear that can lock them down. Especially also, like, if Mordekaiser gets in there, that's going to be real dangerous. But we got a fight here between the two.
This fight will go somewhere, and it won't go in the favor of Trice Cross, as he just finds himself losing that out completely. And beating this Swain in a 1v1 is probably the hardest thing that he could be asked to do right now. Is Gweefer playing as you said he should, just chilling under the turret saying, please, Mr. Mordekaiser, can I pick up some farm here?
Yeah, no, and I think you just gotta have to ask what's the game plan right now if you're X-Flow Pink. You have a massive lead in the top side. You have, some kills in the mid and jungle. What are you gonna do? Do you want to roll this into a potential like, hey, let's pick up they do have Rift Herald, but where is Pharaoh gonna use it? Maybe you should use it in the top side. Unlock Yaone, and they're going to use it in the mid lane, though.
Use it mid lane. Birdo is here to take a look at this Herald. Not going to be able to quite stop it as now the rest of Expo are here. Are they going to be able to find the pick? Maybe, as the CC does come down. There's a lot of singing going on, but not a lot of killing, as now Sivir running towards her team, about to auto-attack because of that Renata ulti. Swain continuing to go forward, doesn't quite find the never move, and it looks like that's going to be the end of this play, but it's a good hold by the side of TA Sentinels. Well done to adjust to what was happening. Is now Phil and Chill coming over the wall, never move, gonna land on a trice. Will X-Men team put out anything? No. Is now Phil and Chill has to continue kiting backwards. Birdo looking extremely low, still has that sleep in his pocket. Gonna have to continue back up. Daddy. Is now Yaone, the scary boy of the Rift, is down here, and I think that this dragon will just go over to X-Flow. I don't think that you can test this if you are TA.
No, the only way you can test this is if you are going to do the good old-fashioned trench run like in Star Wars. You're just going, balls to the wall. I don't care. I'm just going to run in there. My style, which is about Silver 3. But take a look at this, though, Love Me. One thing that is becoming apparent in this matchup is that X-Flow Pink, as much as they have that lead, it just seems like they're scared to fight off against Danny. That last match, Danny came in, flashed, and was able to go into his bird form and really scared off X-Flow Pink. They had the chance. They were about to kill Birdo, and they couldn't pull the trigger because Danny came in. So that really shows me that they are respecting the Swain, especially the Swain that has a bounty on his head and has 2 kills in the mid lane.
Yeah, Danny definitely showing why Swain is just a military tactician genius in this game, as he is quite fed. Sitting on that Leandries now, has some boots that will protect him from auto attacks later in the game. It's going to be quite a fight, as now Birdo going to be found by the Mordekaiser. Will he be ulted? Yes, Death Realm comes out. Brazil is hard to escape. Will Birdo be able to do it? Is going to find the Q, not going to be able to W away, as now Griefer has to run his way out of this lane. And I think that they will push this way. If they push this wave in, they should just be able to dive this Sejuani.
Yaone sent Birdo to Brazil, but denied the passport. International travel is a problem for this TA Sentinels team so far, because as soon as they get sent to the Death Realm, they have nowhere. They have no escapability. We're seeing that Yaone sitting at 3-0-1, already has the Riftmaker. What are you going to do as a team to be able to face off against that? And so, do you have Danny that could go up against Yaone? But at what point are you going to say, hey, we need to find a play just to pick off that bounty off of him?
Yeah, and the thing is that the way that these fights should go is that Danny is able to walk his way into the team fight. He's able to put out massive amounts of damage by just standing in the middle of everybody. And, Mordekaiser is really good at getting people away. As now Renata finds the root. Will Dr. Phil and Chill be able to find the kill as the Renata W does come out? The Seraphine ult does come out, and it's just a formality. Goodbye, Sivir. Double kill for Dr. Phil and Chill.
Dr. Phil and Chill pulled up a chair and said, explain your life story, and said, I don't care. I'm taking the double kill in the bot lane. What a play there by the bot lane for this TA Sentinels. They put themselves back into this matchup. Double kill. Now, Zeri sitting with 2 kills. That's really scary. And I just really love what they did there. They spent some resources, yes, and they did give up this tier 2 mid lane. But man, that was so huge and important to be able to get your carries, a couple of kills, and she's going to be able to pick up some more items in the process.
Oh, yeah, and you love to see Dr. Phil get those kills. Dr. Phil and Kill, as we should call him after that. As, Zeri picking up items earlier into the game is always better for your team. She's a very well-scaled champion, but you want to kind of get this to where it's not, I want to go late game. I want to go late game. That's not what you want to see. Is the never move lands onto the Seraphine. There's going to be a sleepy Seraphine on the Rift, and goodbye, Birdo finds his kill onto Hammy.
Ooh, Lovely, that's a play you don't want if you're Explo Pink. You do not want your squishies being left out like that. And unfortunately, if you look at the map, there was no one near her or near the Seraphine to help out. So that's just a little bit of a misplay there by Explo Pink. They're going to need to find a way to kind of bounce back from this because unfortunately at this point, you're going to have, Danny sitting at 203. You're going to have Dr. Phil and Chill also starting to scale. It's going to get a little bit scary. They're going to have to find a way to get Yaone involved in these team fights.
Yeah, Yaone has to be able to walk away from this top side. I think that they should be putting more pressure down onto the Sejuani. It doesn't matter about the kill. It matters about getting that turret and getting Yaone away from Sejuani, because it really is just a waste of time right now to continuously have to go top, go top, go top. He should be able to just walk his way down instead of staying up topside for nothing, because Sejuani is good enough a champion to just sit underneath the turret, press W on the wave, and clear it immediately.
Yeah, right now TA Sentinels have, starting to take the lead. They got about over 1,000 gold at this point over their opponents. It felt like early game, you were like, man, Explo Pink, you're dominating the top lane. You're dominating in this matchup. But as soon as Dr. Phil and Chill picked up those kills and Danny was able to start to, pick up some more momentum, it started switching right over to the TA Sentinels. And that's something you want to see out of your team. If you're TA Sentinels, as they're going to be picking up the Dragon, that's going to be Explo Pink. If you're the Sentinels, this is a great sign for a team. They got punched in the mouth, and they responded in kind, saying, hey, you know what? We're going to still play our game. We're not going to panic. Widow Guifer, yes, is going to have 4 deaths, but that's been a while now. Widow Guifer, they have not died in a while.
Yeah, shout out to Widow Guifer for not guifing anymore, as now Mordekaiser, he's a very commanding presence. You have to be careful whenever you're messing with this guy, and we're about to find out now, because Guifer going to continue to eat those Qs, going to continue to eat the mace, and it's not great to hit those. It's not great to feel that.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you on that one, Love Me. But so far, what has impressed you in this matchup? Was it the top lane play so far, or what has impressed you?
I'm fairly impressed by the way that TA are creating pressure on the map, knowing that Yaone has to stay up towards topside because this turret hasn't fallen yet. As we will see, it is basically going to be gone here. They did finally force Guifer away from this. But TA has been applying so much pressure on that bot side of the map to keep themselves away from Yaone, keeping really good wards, making it so that Seraphine's not really able to walk anywhere. They're not able to get good setups. And now, wait, Baron's getting started up. This is interesting.
Explo Pink says, hey, you know what? We need to create our own momentum. We need to take this Baron. Unfortunately, however, as it looks like Tricross is going to try to fight against Birdo.
Tricross went in, but not able to find any stuns. As now Seraphine ultimate comes out, but Renata ulti finds quite a few. Sleepy boys are on the Rift, and now it's a total brawl as 2 have gone down. Death Realm still on Guifer. Will Guifer be able to find his way out? No. Gets the stun off before he leaves. Birdo continuing.
Here comes Danny.
Here comes Danny on the backside. Never move. Coming out. He's going to be able to find the Sivir. Will he be able to find more? Vision of Empire comes down. Never move hits. Woo! He's just going to destroy the Seraphine. And Danny comes in and says, hey, guys, I hope you didn't have too hard of a time.
Danny came in saying, "Caca, muchachos," and just laid waste to Explo Pink. I was watching him. He was coming from that bot jungle and slowly but surely made his way up. And when I saw that Explo Pink was going to continue this fight, I was like, oh, no, here we go. Here comes Danny the man, and just lays waste to Explo Pink.
Danny on this Swain is the most terrifying person on the Rift now. We saw there, Mordekaiser uses the ulti to kill Guifer, which is a fine thing to do. However, whenever you're in that Mord ulti, you give the chance of keeping Swain in the fight, and they did not know where Swain was whenever he started rotating. I think that they were just ready for the brawl, and once Swain showed up, they were like, oh, I forgot you were even in the game, my man.
Yeah, and now they've got... Danny has been instrumental in this turnaround for the Sentinels. Like I said, it was important that they didn't panic and they just didn't mental boom right off the start of that match, right? And Danny's waiting for Yaone.
Danny and Yaone in the same lane, the two heavyweights of this bout, just chilling together, seeing what Danny can maybe do to this Mordekaiser. I think Mordekaiser still kind of has the advantage here. He's he's Mordekaiser. He basically wins most 1v1s, but setting up around the map, both teams kind of looking to get more pressure towards this top side of the map, keeping the mid waves in as much as possible. Sivir, obviously one of the best champions in the game at hitting mid waves.
Yeah, and what we are seeing right now is that Yaone is really tough to kill. Yaone is sitting at 5-1-2 and has that Rift Maker. It's going to be almost impossible to get through all of that, Omnifam, shielding, and then could just go to the Death Realm and take you to Brazil, right? That's going to be really difficult for them to get through. But on the other hand, what is Explo Pink's plan to take down Danny? Danny's got a CS lead. It's 405, 450 bounty. At what point does Explo Pink say, hey, we need to find a pick onto Danny, as we were talking about, what are they going to do against Yaone? It just seems like we have these two heavyweights and no one has any answers, and this game's on the it's just on the pinpoint of a needle.
Yes, it's very much, there's a thread between them. I think what happens here is that now you have to get Hammy on a Chemtech Putrefier before you can take any real fights. As now, 5 members of both teams are here and they're ready to brawl. Mordekaiser comes over. Not quite going to find his ultimate quite yet, but there is an ulti coming out. Big ulti, Volley Bear on the backside, not going to be able to pick up any kills. Hammy also going down on the backside, and this looks like it's just going to be a wipe for TA Sentinels. Is actually Yone looking to turn us around. Dr. Phil and Chill going low. Mordekaiser continuing to go forward. There is the Renata W coming out, and Phil and Chill finds the kill. Not going to die, and that is a huge team fight for TA Sentinels. And if you're Explo, you are struggling.
Man, this is just, you know what? Dr. Phil and Chill prescribes the melatonin. It's time to go to sleep. This is just looking rougher and rougher for Explo Pink. After Yaone had this huge lead, it just doesn't look like it's going to be much anymore. Danny was huge in that. Didn't pick up a kill, but picked up 3 assists in the process. Dr. Phil and Chill's now 4-1-4. Birdo picked up some kills. It's just looking rougher and rougher if you're Explo Pink. While on the other hand, TA Sentinels already looking at the Baron, but I think they're going to back away from that as Hammy comes into the area.
Yeah, Hammy being there kind of forces them away. He's able to throw spells, and Birdo is just way too low to be tanking up that Baron. I like the call here from Sentinels, not looking to risk the game over a silly little Baron. Going to be able to keep themselves off the map for now. Back after that big team fight, grab some items, get this Swain somewhere where he can make an impact on the map.
All right, well, let's take a look at some items that we have. We do have some Leandries on the side of TA Sentinels. We got a Frozen Gauntlet for Little Gweefer. Widow Gweefer, you're going to need some tanky items anyway. Also, we've got ourselves the Iron Locket of Solari, and that's going to be on Renata. Perfect choice, mainly due to the fact that after Renata will throw out that ult, you're going to be able to also give your team a shield going into a fight. So I do like that. On the other hand, you got Moonstone Newer. That's going to be on the Seraphine. Kraken Slayer. I know someone in the chat was talking about no longer is it that you're just building lethality on Sivir. So I do like that. I do appreciate that you can finally build attack speed on the Sivir as well. Mm-hmm. But we do not have a mythic yet on the Yone. And I'm waiting to see, because you pick up Blade of the Ruined King, and I understand, I understand having that item, but on top of it, like, I think you need a mythic here. Everyone else has one, and we see that the items are working out perfectly on the side of TA Sentinels. I just think that Trice Cross needs to pick one up soon.
Yep, Trice Cross maybe going to look to get onto Danny, perhaps make him blow his ulti. We'll see. Ulti is used now, as now Seraphine ult does come down, not going to be able to find Danny. Danny just going to be able to disengage, fly away. He said, I'm a TFT bird, and I'm out of here.
I just love that we have a team, we have a player on TA Sentinels named Birdo, and then we have Danny the Big Bird. I do love that, but now we're starting to have this, like, tick and tack between these two teams. They want to play against around the Baron, but twice we've seen where Baron plays haven't worked out for either team. TA Sentinels had to pull off when Hammy came into the scene, and we saw what happened the last time when Danny came in.
Mordekaiser going to be able to find the pull back. Will he be able to find the kill though? Is now Zanya's coming out. That Renata ulti is going to land, but cleansed out by the Simmer. They're going to be able to pick up Birdo, continue to go forward, possibly as Guifer is in a strange spot.
Yeah, Guifer was TPing in. I was wondering.
Will never move lands onto Yone. More action is now Yone continuously getting CC'd. And look at this, Swain. He's just going forward. How are you supposed to kill a guy that heals all the damage? As they continue walking into them TA Sentinels. You can't even drop them below 25 HP. That's crazy. As now it's going to look like a complete wipe. Never mind. Triple kill to Guifer, though. Shout out to Guifer.
Will Guifer is like, I need the kills. I died so much at the beginning of this game. I'm back, baby. But, wow. Will Guifer was caught out early, but then they were able to turn that around. Danny came in. Now it's a 3v2. However, Hammy is at full health, and Trice Cross can't get in the middle of that.
Trice Cross looking to get in. Going to use the spirit form, but not going to be able to find the winged man that he needs to hit. Vision Empire coming down. There is a sleepy Seraphine. The ultimate comes out. Birdo going to be the only one hit by that. Hammy goes down. Trice Cross, just a formality, goes down. And now Swain, everybody backing off the map. The Dragon's coming up soon. I think that this will go the way of TA Sentinels.
I think TA Sentinels is going to pick up their third Dragon and have a stranglehold on the Dragon lead. I know it's 2-2, but that third Dragon is super important when you try to get the soul point. But let's also not forget, just like in high school, love me, you have that one person that comes in late in the project and claims that they did everything. Dr. Phil and Chill picking up that last kill in that fight was clearly that. He wasn't even in the scene when that 3v2 started. He just walks and he's like, you know what? I'm going to steal this kill. Had the KDA. It's going to look great in the CCS stat totals.
Yep, CCS stats brought to you by many of our great staff members, including Glacial. But at the current moment, I think the Sentinels are just going to look to pick up this Dragon, maybe put down some pressure onto possibly the bot side jungle, and then maybe move all of their vision into the bot side jungle, be able to see, never move, does land on the Volley Bear, but that's just going to be picked up by Birdo. I'd like to see them transition some of their pressure onto the map, but who knows how they will play this. It's been a pretty chaotic affair so far.
Yeah, there's been a lot of fights that have happened in the mid lane, around Baron, but no Baron taken. And we do have 5 Dragons already taken in this matchup. So now what's going to happen is we have TA Sentinels. They're looking potentially for a fight here, Love Me. What are they? This is tense.
This is gonna be a tense fight, as this will probably decide how the rest of this game goes. As now cooldowns are being used, a lot of spaghetti being thrown out, but will it stick to the wall? Is Widow
Guifer going to be the one, though? Is he going to be are they going to be the one that throws it?
Oh,
yeah, there we go!
Comes out onto Seraphine. Seraphine not even going to be able to... Oh, wait, actually got the ulti off. Tries to cross onto the back line. Not going to pick up anybody, as now Mordekaiser is fighting Guifer, and Guifer takes almost no damage from this Mordekaiser. Danny is completely zoning out on the bottom side of this fight, as now Sventine actually goes into... Wait, Phil and Chill finds himself in the graveyard as Yaone picks up 1 kill at least. They trade 2 for 1. But thankfully Yaone was pulled into his AD carry, or pulled into the enemy AD carry there to be able to find the Q.
Man, can we? I know we've been singing the praises of Danny. Danny, since starting at 405, is now 4-0-15. Didn't need to pick up kills. Zoned off Exlo Pink. I don't know if everyone at home noticed, but they were he pushed everyone away. And unfortunately, yes, Dr. Phil and Chill died. But man, just watching that play by Danny to push them away and separate the team. And Yaone was anywhere close to his teammates. And at the end of the day, TA Sentinels picks up important kills. They now have a 10-kill lead. They've got a goal lead. You would hope to see potentially like, hey, maybe turn this into a Baron. Or maybe try to push the bot lane. If we see Yaone going down there, but maybe let's just push this one.
Yep, and you can see a lot of vision control coming out, but they did not find that control ward in the bot side of their jungle, so that's going to be a TP angle possibly for Guifer. Danny's ultimate is almost working like Janna ult right now, where he is just zoning everybody away from every single team fight. And I think that if you are Yaone, you need to start understanding that you cannot ult this Sejuani. She doesn't take the damage that she used to as now. He's going to pull her in, but won't be able to find much more than just the pool.
Widow Guifer is going to be able to escape, but for every league player out there, and you have a bad game and you start off like Widow Guifer did, just take solace in knowing that Widow Guifer has a 400 bounty, on their head. I love it. It warms my heart knowing that this player did not give up. But man, like where is Exflo Pink gonna go? The bot lane is combined as a Baron play here for TA Sentinels.
Baron being started up for Sentinels, and I don't know if Exflo are even going to be able to commit to anything. They don't have any vision. They're kind of scared to walk up. They don't know quite yet if they're doing the Baron. I think that they know now. And it is just picked up. TA Sentinels get it for absolutely free. They're not even going to be able to trade a turret on the other side of the map. So good call by TA Sentinels to just take that Baron.
Well, the issue is that TA, or not TA, but Exflo Pink, if you look at the mini map, for those at home, there's no wards past the halfway point besides that little one right there in the mid lane. But besides that, there is no vision in that side of the jungle. So they're completely blind. And we're about to have another dragon come up within less than a minute. Are they going to die on this hill? Is this where Exflo Pink has to fight? Because you give TA Sentinels that dragon soul with the mountain. I mean, how are you going to kill them at all?
Yeah, they are fairly tanky as now. Guifer gonna look to go in onto Yaone, but there is a Volibear here to assist him. Volibear gonna get stunned up. Phil and Chill putting out the deeps, gonna drop down the ultimate. Will he be able to fully stack that up? Granada is in the death realm. Brazil is not quite as scary as it used to be, as now Renata W does come down. The redemption also going to be used. Birdo going to be able to pick up this kill. No, Guifer actually gets it, but wait! Yone coming through! Uses a huge ulti. He's going to be able to find everybody. As now, Danny coming in. He's going absolutely massive in this team fight. He's going to continue running forward. Everybody is slowed down by that Rylai's. Are you going to be able to drop at least Guifer? I don't think so, as Renata comes in with the CC. Vision of Empire comes down, but I think that's a play done and done.
Oh, man. Danny coming in like that horror movie villain in the 80s. You're like, hey, everyone, we're doing fine. We're having ourselves a grand old time. And then Danny just walks in full health, pops the bird ult, just ways lace, and now is sitting at 6-0-15. What a play by TA Sentinels. And what equally just how important Danny has been so far to this team as they pick up the Mountain Soul.
Yeah, Danny has been instrumental in how this game has gone so far. He has been the carry. He has been the supporter. He has done everything for this TA Sentinels team. And you can see it every time that he comes into the team fight. Team fight is done. Nobody wants a piece of this guy. And I don't blame him, because he's out here one-shotting people, out here slowing people, and just making them feel terrible in the end of these team fights.
Yeah, and if you're Exflo Pink, the hard part is that they weren't doing bad in that team fight. They had picked up some kills. Trice Cross was instrumental in slicing and dicing, but the issue is that it didn't amount to anything in the end. Danny just comes in and cleans house, and Dr. Phil and Chill's now 6-3-9 on this Zeri. It's getting really, really dicey, and they are now even more tankier because they picked up that Mountain Soul.
I don't even think that Yaone can really put a dent into Danny here. I don't think that Danny has anything to be afraid of. But wait, Mordekaiser TPing behind. Will he be able to find a target? As now Renata ultimate does go down. Seraphine ultimate also going to be used. Polish Pharaoh going to drop. But they're not even going to be able to wait for Yaone to come around, as the team fight is done and done. Phil and Chill inside of the Mordekaiser ultimate. Will he be able to make his way out of Brazil? And yes, he does. The passport has been approved. Finds his way back onto the Rift and going to be able to pick up Yone for the last kill of the game, I believe, as TA Sentinels make the victory march.
Wave the white flag, Explode Pink. We've got ourselves a winner in game one. TA Sentinels bounces back. Widow Queeper holds on to a bounty in the end. Gotta love it on the Sejuani, but Danny, Danny's gonna be my MVP for this first game. Man, what a play by the mid laner, and they take care of business and take this one, man.
Oh yeah, TA, after the early game had occurred, they did finally take care of business.
Headphones. Yep, there you go. Yep, and then quick transition.
I believe I think we can be heard, no?
Are we? Can you guys hear us now?
Yes, we are heard. We are
Chat.
heard.
Hold on, I want to. You know, there's a specific person I want to see say that they can hear us. Hold on, real quick. Yeah, there we go. Elsa the
There
Queen
we
did
go.
it. All right, now, as we were saying though, what a game there though by TA Sentinels to end that off. And if you're Team Ambition, be proud of that one, right? Like that was phenomenal by that team.
Yes, TA Sentinels, well played. They kept all the pressure away from Yaone, and they were just able to basically punish the entire map. I mean, nobody was really fed besides Yaone on the enemy team, so they were just like, hey, Dr. Phil and Chill is looking really good right here, so why don't we just continue to throw some money at him? Why don't we continue to throw money at Danny? And Danny and Dr. Phil and Chill, hey, they came out on top.
Yeah, no, I was very impressed with them. I know that we are going to be getting set for game 2 here soon. So, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to more matchups between Danny that goes up, head to head against Danny. I know they're not in the States. Maybe that's the two that we're going to see.
Hopefully, whenever we get into these later team fights, it'll still be close enough to where we'll get the kind of exciting, like, hey, Mordekaiser's doing this. Oh man, but look, Swain's coming in. It's really exciting. I think that it was super nice to see that even at the end of the game, Trice Cross had a huge impact in one of those team fights. Just unfortunately not enough, but was able to find, 2 kills there and make it exciting. I mean, if anything, make the game exciting.
Yeah, and that's if you're Exlo Pink, maybe you go back to the drawing board and you're like, hey, we did a great job in that early game. We just need to find a way to maintain that momentum. And I don't feel like they did that. I feel like they allowed the mid lane and the jungle situation to spiral out of control. And then as soon as Dr. Phil and Chill picked up some kills, it just became worse and worse.
Oh yeah, Dr. Phil and Chill, like we said, it's the veteran, flat veteran. He's well known. So, if you're gonna rely on anybody to carry you out through the later game, Dr. Phil and Chill will always be there. He'll always be putting out the damage that you need. It was quite nice to see him pop off. It was quite nice to see even the new faces pop off. So I'm glad and I'm excited for the next game.
No, I don't know when the next one starts. I haven't gotten any word on that yet, but Love Me, I think we'll take a quick intermission as we get set for game 2.
Yep.
Man, love me. We're ready for game 2, man. We
Oh,
got
of
ourselves a
course.
banger between TA Sentinels and X-Flow Pink. Early game for X-Flow Pink was great. TA Sentinels took care of the mid game and late game. Whew, we got ourselves a scorcher. I'm really excited. What picks do you want to see so far in this as we get the bands going?
I do. I don't think that you really need to adjust to anything from the last game. I think that the bands are pretty simple here. You know, getting some bands, some comfort bands out, and then also banning Master Yi and Viego. Those two champions are absolutely insane at the moment. So it's good to see those taken away. They're going to take away Birdo's. I believe that's going to be Birdo's Kindred as well. So they just aren't able to first pick that. So I like the band so far. I don't have any disagreements as far as what we're looking at with these.
Oh, and the Seraphine band taking away. I know that X-Flow Pink was using that in their game. A series going to be picked up for Dr. Philichill. I love it.
Yeah, Phil and Chill decided, hey, I really want my Zeri one more time, please. And that is exactly what has happened. Is now Phil and Chill get onto a comfort champion. I would like to see what the response will be. Misfortune hovered and picked.
Yep, Misfortune was picked as Lilia's going to be picked up, taking away that from Birdo. So now we're going to see a new champion on the side of TA Sentinels and what they're going to use in that jungle lane.
Oh, yeah. It's now Polish and Ali Paka have picked their two champions. Shout out to Glacial, one of the CCS staff. Loves it, Misfortune very much, plays her every single game. I'm sure that he really likes that CB Rush picks him at every series.
Or Glacial has like Glacial at this point has become like one of the funniest memes in the CCS just because has like so many like inside jokes with like a lot of people in the scene, but I love it. But getting back to this, looking at how Yaone is going to not Yaone, but looking at how this bot lane is going to have Misfortune in the bot lane. On the other hand, when you got Zeri and Yumi together, that's a little bit scary, especially when you start to get that movement speed going on.
I'm in love with TA Sentinel's draft right now. Yumi is my one trick, and I'm just happy to see her coming out. I love Zeri Yumi. It's something that I like to play. I can't hate on anything. Ari is a really good blind pick. It looks like Zillion actually is picked up for X-Flow, which is a little interesting. I think that if you give Lilia that speed, you can still put it in the bot lane, you can still put it mid, and you can even put it top along with that Lilia going top. So we don't know where X-Flow is going with this draft, but it seems like TA Sentinels have a solid draft plan. They're like, hey, I don't care if you know where we're going. We're going it, and we're going strong.
And Graves has been banned, Orin's been banned. I actually have a feeling that maybe this is the Zillion support. You're going to be able to put those bombs on top of the Zeri and maybe lock her down so Misfortune can lay out some damage. We may see another, mid lane pick. But I am surprised so far, though, is that Danny's like, hey, you know what? We're going to switch it up. We're going to go with Ari. And I do like the pick. I just want to know what was the reasoning or thinking behind it, because Swain was such a huge champion in that last matchup. So maybe they have a different strategy going into game 2.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to be playing a little more around pick orient as far as what I can see from their current team comp. Also, they banned away Trice Cross's Yone, giving some respect there, and also showing respect to Polish by banning out the Graves, just in case that Lilia is heading towards the top lane. Gangplank. Oh, Akali Gangplank? Which one we got?
We got GP. Yeah, I think GP is the right choice here. That's a champion that can lay out a lot of damage. It's someone that can play weak side or strong side, depending on how you want to play. But it's just an all-around champ that you can use and utilize in your team fights as well.
Of course. Gangplank, fairly good pick here. I would shout out to Goldfish Gaming. I would like to see something like Rengar come out. That'd be pretty cool. But it does look like we're going to stay pretty standard. Guifer going to go on to the Sejuani again. At least I believe that's going to be Guifer Sejuani. They can still pick something else that can be flexed around with it. But at the moment, it's all up in the air.
Is it little Guifer on the Sejuani? Like,
Listen, want to know. Scoreboard.
Yeah,
Scoreboard.
1-0. But like, if you're Little Queefer, oh, we got the Hecarim. Little Queefer, let's go. You're in the top lane again with Sejuani. You got the victory, but that was so painful in the early game. I gotta tell you, Love Me. It was so painful if I was Little Queefer, throughout that whole process.
Yeah, poor little Guifer got put into the death realm, and it looks like that might be it again as the Mordekaiser locked in once more for Yaune.
Mid lane GP. Is it mid lane GP? So we got mid lane Gangplank, and then you got yourself Zillion in the support role. I think that's what we're seeing here.
Oh yeah, we're rocking with Zillion in the support role.
Let's go.
It's gonna be wait. Actually, there could be something interesting going on here that Exfo is not showing us, which Mordekaiser can go into the jungle. He can do that.
That would be that that would just be wild just to see, because you had Yaone play so well on the Mordekaiser. So if you take that away and you put it in the jungle, it'd be interesting to see. But also, I mean, if Yaone plays a mean game plan, maybe that's the route they want to go. Taking a look, it's not in the last 10 games, it doesn't show that Yaone has played any GP. Has played the Ornn and has played Yasuo and had a really big game on Yone, but I just don't see much of that, much of Mordekaiser being played in the jungle by any of these teams. So, like, who knows? Maybe this is the secret tech that they're trying to unlock.
Yeah, we're always down for secret tech. There's always different possibilities with all of these different drafts, and I have a strong suspicion that we are going to be seeing Mordekaiser top. Like, it's almost guaranteed because the matchup went so well in the last game. But I would be happy to see a Lilia in the top lane as well. Let's just be honest. It would be cool to see Mordekaiser in the jungle and see Lilia up in the top lane with a GP mid.
I hate the deer. That champion makes me so upset anytime I face it. But I think that the last game, Birdo was great on Lilia, so maybe this is a way of Exlo Pink saying, hey, we'll take it for ourselves, because maybe that's a champion they like to play around.
Mordekaiser being locked into the top lane, and it's going to be pretty simple. Guifer going to be put into a situation that he probably didn't think was going to happen again.
Nope. Mordekaiser top, Lilia jungle. You got yourselves. I'm intrigued to see this Ahri versus Gameplank matchup, though. Love Me. I want to know, like, how does that interaction happen? Because that's not one that I normally see.
So one of the most popular GP players at the moment, Solar Baka, has actually been playing a lot of GP mid, and he will go for a bit of for something like a early game one-shot build where you can go Prowler's Claw with Essence Reaver, and it does a ridiculous amount of damage, and GP is hard to lock down because of his W. He eats oranges, and he says, hey, I don't care about your CC, I'm a pirate. So yeah, I think that what will be intricate with this matchup is that we could be seeing Ahri knock out barrels, which is a big part of what GP's laning phase is all about.
Yeah. The thing is, if Ahri throws out that charm, Gangplank has that opportunity of using the orange to get out of it. So I think maybe that's where, if you are TA Sentinels, you start rolling in with Widow Guifer and Birdo and have the Hecarim and Sejuani come in and do that lockdown, right? So I think that we may see that, but also Dr. Phil and Chill on the Zeri again. Don't be surprised if Dr. Phil and Chill pops off in the spot lane.
Yeah, Dr. Phil and Chill and X-Ventine is not really a champion that I have seen 17 play very often, but it is still a great champion. He's normally on the engage, but I think that we're about to get into the game. So we'll go on a quick intermission before the game starts. Stick around. Expect no technical delays this time. And thanks for joining us at the CCS.
All right, welcome back, folks. We are now set for game 2 between the TA Sentinels and X-Flow Pink. Love me. I know that you were in love with the Sentinels draft. What did you like so much about it?
Yumi was picked, and they also picked up things like the Hecarim. Yumi Hecarim is obviously a strong combo. They have the Zeri again, so they're bringing out a lot of things that are kind of similar to the last game. Hecarim's able to put down a lot of pressure, kind of like how Lily is able to put down pressure. I would say that I would say that TA basically won draft hard, but you never know whenever a Zillion's in the game. You just don't know. He can change so many variables.
Well, there's no Killian the Zillion, right? But taking a look at the rest of this lineup, Dr. Phil and Chill having cleanse is huge. Because you have champions that have this really hard CC on the side of X-Flow Pink. So just being able to have another tool in the bag to be able to escape. Widow Guifer, though, having Ignite on the Sejuani, I love it. You put back on this champion, you're like, you know what? I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, Sejuani taking Ignite is mostly just for the fact that she doesn't really need Flash in the lane. She can kind of play safe with once she gets her Q, it's basically a Flash range, so she can play relatively safe with no issue. But I'm interested to see how the junglers actually path out this game, as they're both starting opposite side of the rift and looking to full clear.
Already so far in this matchup, we're going to see, I think we're going to see some early ganks or, just try to make advantages, wherever you can in these lanes. Because that's what we saw last time. X-Flow Pink had a massive early game just based off the back of Yaone taking on this top side. But right now, so far in this matchup, already Crisscross is low in health, and Danny's laying waste to health bars.
Yeah, Danny already putting out the deeps. He'll start doing that later in the game as well. Ahri is a great pick in this game, mostly because MF can never throw out her ulti without feeling uncomfortable. Ahri can always kind of just make her way over the wall towards her or over through a team fight to her. So it's difficult it's going to be difficult for Alipaka to be able to find a great ulti this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to kill off Danny early in these team fights if Alipaka is going to feel comfortable to throw out that ult, bullet time. But otherwise, it's just going to be a situation where they're going to have these little skirmishes and try and see if they can get rid of, the dashing of Dr. Phil and Chill and Danny. And on top of, Birdo could just easily, go onslaught and, disrupt Alipaka. So it feels like the MF is in a hole already in this matchup.
Well, it seems that Birdo is actually looking towards topside. Hasn't cleared out the blue quite yet, but is chilling on this top lane, trying to get in so that they can get a gank off with this Sejuani. It looks like Crisscross is also looking to push in this wave to maybe get a back end so that he doesn't have to continue running his face into an Ahri. As I don't know. There's going to be a gank coming down now. Is now Birdo speeding his way in. Will they be able to find the knockback? No, but the pull does come out, and Guifer takes another turret shot. They're going to dive here. Is this going to be 2 kills over to Yaone? Oh, just barely missing out on the kill there with the Q. But that was super close and really risky for the side of TA.
Oh, that was really scary, and there's a lot of summoners that have been used, and they're going to stick around. I don't like this because Yaone can then pull up a shield. Gave him the thumbs up as he's able to walk away from that one.
Oh no, the cat's getting picked on and dancing around with the Zillion. They already know what's going on. This cat is no owner, and that means that it's just free pickings.
Did you see the cat start dancing? That was funny. I'm not gonna lie, that was really good there by the spot lane. But man, I'm wondering where's going to be the first action. I know in the top lane, Yaone now has an 18 CS difference on Widow Guifer. Not much different from last game.
No. The only difference is that Yaone doesn't have 3 kills.
Yeah, Widow Guifer is just
Crisscross going to be able to find the triple barrel combo. Almost gets the kill, just barely missing out with the parlay.
Oh man, and the charm miss by Danny there. That could have been dangerous if you're, Trice Cross there, because Trice Cross could have been easily picked off if that was in tower range. The true damage that comes back with that orb, but misses that one, and Trice Cross gets the great advantage, but he does have a CS difference though.
Yes, Trice Cross is down quite a bit in CS here. I think it's pretty normal into Ari if you're going to fall down in CS like this as Gangplank, because even though your champion is played as though it's ranged, it's actually kind of melee. So Ari's able to get down free damage quite literally for free.
But what's the most important CS battle though is the battle between Zillion and Yuumi. It's 2-1 right now, love me, and I think at the end of the day, Hammy's gonna have more CS kills.
Yeah, Yuumi is getting absolutely gapped. Yumi's getting absolutely gapped by Hammy here. Hammy just going hard on the CS. Oh wait, actually, Zillion getting hit up for quite a bit of damage. You do see that the jungler's down there, so there's no real threat onto the bot lane of Exfil Pink, but it was smart by Justin to just continue autoing there.
I love that Dr. Phil and Chill and them just said, like, you know what, we're just gonna lay more damage on top of Hammy. And Hammy stuck around a little too long there, and they had to back off as well as everyone in the bot lane, disappears.
Yeah, this top lane matchup is just looking how it was last game, except there aren't 4 kills top. So I guess Guifer playing a lot better than he was last game, as now he does get pulled in. The Mordekaiser does not have ultimate quite, or actually does have ultimate right now. That was quick. Zillion is going to get picked up. Will Lilia be able to run away from this Ari? Ari continuing to go forward, not going to be able to find the Q. The kill is just not there. Man. Polish runs away.
That was super quick, and we got to see a lot of damage laid out there by Danny and by Birdo. So this mid lane jungle duo is just playing into the hands of what TA Sentinels wants to do. They're just going to say, hey, Will Guifer, you handle your... Oh, another kill!
Another kill comes down. These are moving fast. I don't even have time to say anything about it as Polish falls in the jungle.
Man, Birdo's got 2 kills already as Birdo takes the turn of, hey, I'm going to do a bunch of damage in this one, but gets sped
comes
up.
Over the wall. Will he be able to pick up a kill onto GP? Charmed up, but is going to use the oranges effectively. Is now Hammy in the danger zone, but not much is going to come of it. And Mordecai just fighting top side, but that won't really lead anywhere. There's a turret there. Oh, MF is here, going to drop the E, drop the ulti. Ali Pocket now in a weird spot. Phil and Chill says, please, may I get this kill? As he continues going forward. Doesn't have the E to go over the wall, but he's going to flash. 17 says, yeet, it's mine.
17's like, I'm going to take this one.
With the prowling projectile.
Is Birdo? Birdo?
Birdo.
You know what? For a game that's only got 3-1 in kills, that was a lot of action. Birdo's at 201. Man, love me. I got to tell you, I was really impressed by how Birdo has been super aggressive in this match. Just has no care in the world, playing like the defending champions in the CCS, which is Goldfish Gaming. Bossy plays that way when he is on Hecarim. So seeing someone else do that as well, it's just super impressive that they're not being passive. They're going all in as Will Guifer's facing off against this top lane. Massive
Guifer in the death realm. Will he be taken to Brazil permanently as the Ignite does come down on a Mordekaiser, forcing him away from the dive. Wasn't able to find the Obliterate. As that was a awkward meeting underneath Guifer's turret.
Guifer's just like, I'm so glad I have not died in this match. All of their teammates probably were just, giving them some grief about that last game. Just jokingly, probably, but
grief.
Oh yeah, no, probably. But love me, we're starting to see some movements into what items champions might be going with. I do like seeing some lifesteal on Dr. Phil and Chill. Zeri's going to probably have to, pick up a lot of damage on these champions. But the CS difference is pretty big in that bot lane. Mid lane's pretty big. Jungle, But unfortunately, Yone does have a, not unfortunately for them, but XLP does have a lead in the top lane again. Widow Weaver has shown that they can play the weak side and just, hold their own and try to survive as long as they can.
Yeah, Weaver showing the weak side presence that is normally required is now. Sun comes down. But I think that Phil and Chill want this. Actually, no, they're just going to disengage. It's fine. As Hecarim is clearing his way towards the top side. He's taking the Rift Herald right now as we speak. I think that they had vision of him walking into it, so they know where he is. Hammy going to go forward, not going to be able to find the bomb. It's an interesting situation here because the bot lane has prio on bot side. So, wait, there's going to be a fight. Top lane as well. Obliterate comes down, going to do damage, but not going to do enough to make it lethal. There's a lot going on.
Well, Exflo Pink is going to respond and take this dragon. But the thing is that Birdo now has this Rift Herald. And I want to say that this is going to be a situation where you're going to try to use it because their last play was to use it in mid lane, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that they will try to do something in this mid lane. Unfortunately, though, Pharaoh does have a lot of mobility on this Lilia, so I don't know when or where, but they're going to have to do something here soon as this bot lane, maybe do it in the bot lane. Maybe that's the play, right?
Yeah, there is a possibility of going bot lane with this. You could also look to continue getting Danny ahead, as that is a big trade for him. Yuumi, you're going to be caught just slightly in the MF ulti, but not going to go down, as that's a pretty big cooldown to get to see Wasted is now Justin, or X17 has to jump his way back onto his area.
17's like, hey, listen, I've got to kill. I could be the carry, right? And Dr. Philanchil is like, shut up, cat. Just get back on my back. I'll carry us to victory. But right now, the state of the game, Birdo does have the Trinity Force. God, I love that. Mm-hmm. That's just going to be so much damage, so much movement speed. And when Birdo, when 17's going to get on top of Birdo, watch out. There's going to be some fireworks that come out of this jungle.
Yeah, fireworks indeed. I would like to see Justin starting to just go with his jungler everywhere. I think that Zeri is relatively safe in this lane. You've already got a huge CS lead bot lane, so there's not much to really fight for in that bot side. So I think you just kind of leave Zeri alone, let her farm out, and go around with your Hecarim and see what you can make happen. Is now the Hecarim wants to make things happen himself. Onslaught has not been used quite yet, but it is going to go ahead and get used. Sleepy Hecarim in the mid lane. No damage against this guy. He's going to continue going forward. He is eventually going to go down. Maybe. No, Justin hops onto him. 17 is able to keep this Hecarim alive, and Zillion's able to keep his GP alive for the shutdown. And I think that's the end of the play, and that's the end of the horse's life.
Oh, that's just rough, Love B. Birdo did so much damage, but then got stuck under tower, got hit a couple times, and then Gangplank's ult on top of it. That's not what you want to see out of your jungler, but they still do have their lead, in the CS differences, but they're going to have to find ways to pick up more and more as they, unfortunately, at this point, they haven't used Rift Herald yet. They're going to need to use that soon because it's quarter of the way from disappearing.
Mm-hmm. I would expect them. They were trying to make a play on mid lane because they wanted to drop out that Herald so that they could probably drop mid turret first. But the issue is that Expo are smartly playing around their mid laners now. Guifer in a little bit of a weird situation. Death Realm does come out. Brazil is here. Will he be able to get his way out? No, he will not. Guifer finding himself in the graveyard for the first time this game, not the fourth time.
Yeah, nope, not the fourth time. And Will Guifer, yes, you died, but at the end of the day, at least the tower isn't being taken yet.
Birdo is being predicted so well as the enemy team was just ready for this. Ali Paka picks up the kill. They knew exactly where Birdo was heading because of the Tri-Brush ward. So they were just sitting there saying, hey, Hecarim, please try to gank us.
All right, great job. As we are going to go into a pause. Someone says, I'm going to go get a drink, I think is what it said in the chat. But, we're going to take ourselves a short break until this matchup, returns. So don't go anywhere. Actually, you know what? Love B, we're
right back into it. Why not? Why not stay right back? Why not stay in the game? Thankfully, short pause there, but I think that the game state is pretty. I mean, everything's real even right now. Everything's real even. Nothing's really changed as far as the game state goes. So I'm feeling pretty good about both teams.
Yeah, I think that's just a little bit of a spectator delay, just because the we had the pause.
Yeah.
So don't refresh your screen. We're fine right now. We're waiting. But we do see in the chat, people are saying, don't let Hammy get drunk. If Hammy gets drunk, it'll unlock their limiter. I don't want to know what that limiter is at that point then, but kudos to Hammy. Kudos to Hammy, on the Zillion. But also, shout out to Alipaka. Alipaka, last matchup, kind of had a hard time against Dr. Phil and Chill's Zeri, but this time around does have a healthy lead.
Yep, it's now Ari going to go forward onto the GP. Huge damage comes out because of the Phantom Dancer. And Ari said, no thank you. I'd rather keep all my 9 lives.
Yeah, and what I mean by healthy lead for Alipaka is that, she has 150, bounty, has 2 kills. Yes, granted, she's down by 30 CS to Dr. Phil and Chill, but she's been more proactive in this matchup so far.
Yes, a lot more proactive is now Hammy going to find himself in between a rock and a hard place. The sleepy horse on the rip. Oh, man, Birdo caught in a weird situation. Cleanse is going to be used, but that's quite late for Misfortune, and I think that this Birdo is just going to say, see you later, as now the TP is coming out from Yaone, and will he be able to pick the kill up? No, Faro does, though. X17 is going to be able to find its way onto Dr. Phil, and that was quite hectic, and they used a TP there, but I think it was worth it overall for Expo to get the Dragon.
But now you have to ask yourself, if you're TA Sentinels, what is Birdo doing on that side of the jungle? I mean, Dr. Phil and Chill was back at base. Danny was in no position to help out. And Will Guifer, I mean, I'm sorry, but Will Guifer's top lane, just trying to do their best to, to stay in this matchup, especially with the Mordekaiser again. But at Birdo, I just felt like that was a massive mistake to be in that side of the jungle. And after starting off 2-0-1, they are now 2-3-1.
Yeah, has been finding themselves in quite the situation a lot of the times. As now the Ari is going to go forward onto Lilia, being able to pick up the kill. The cat kills out the deer, and that's just going to be a 1 for none in the topside jungle.
Fox-like reflexes there by Danny to pick up the kill, and unfortunately, they're not going to be. I don't know if they're going to be able to pick up anything here. I mean, they're going to go for the Rift Herald if Hammy and them decide to go in, but Danny's going to look like.
Danny having to use the flash away, but is he going to be able to get away? That is the question, as I don't believe so. Trice Cross picks up the kill and will grab up more gold for this GP, as GP is looking pretty scary this game.
Well, now we see, though, Birdo's going to pick up the Rift Herald, and I'm curious of where they're going to use this one, as a team. Do you use it in the mid lane, try to crack it down some more? But so far what we've seen is that early games have not worked out for either team. In game 1, X-Flow Pink had a great early game, and then it fell apart. TA Sentinels had a good early game, and it seems to be slipping from their hands as Pharaoh and the rest of this team starts to pick up more and more momentum, especially with Alipaka in this bot lane.
Yeah. She had a rough time early in that last, game, but this game, finding herself with some kills, able to get a little more gold onto herself, and I'm just, I think that MF is a pretty decent pick here. I mean, Hecarim is based all around move speed. Obviously, you can't run out your ulti, so lethality is a little weaker than the auto attack build, but MF still does crap tons of damage, and she's able to lock people down for a lot. If you're able to get one lockdown ability, which is what Lilia, GP are always good at, is now Hammy walking his way into a situation. Gonna go down. Danny continuing to look forward onto Alipaka. The sleep comes down. Will they be able to pick up the Hecarim? No, they will not. Hecarim smiting away that Grump and said, "Thank you for my lunch."
Oh, nice play, though. They waited in that bush, and as soon as Hammy came into range, they were able to, hit the charm, and Hammy wasn't going to be able to use the Chrono Shift. So unfortunately for them, they lose their their support in that situation, and they're going to be able to use this Rift Herald in the mid lane.
Yep, Rift Herald finally coming out. Seems like it's been forever since we've seen it getting taken, but yes, finally the Rift Herald has been used. It did go down into that mid lane. Going to be able to pick up the second turret actually of the game with that one.
Yeah, Widow Queefer, kudos to them. They were able to pick up the first tower in that top lane. But looking at the landscape right now, we do have the Riftmaker again on top of this Mordekaiser, as they look to do a little bit between each other, and Birdo's in the area.
Birdo is in the area, and they're going to look for the kill. Danny also up in the area. Who will Yaone take to Brazil? That is the question, as they did take Mr. Birdo, but Birdo running away is going to get the slight heal from Moonstone, and Moonstone is just too OP. The Birdo comes back in, picks up the kill onto Yaone. That is one scary horse and cat combo.
And great job though in the bot lane. I know they're going to respond to pick up a tower, but Dr. Phil and Chill was able to escape and not die, giving them anything back over. So great job. But Exflow Pink is going to pick up 2 towers, and that's a positive for them there.
Yeah, I would say that's kind of a side worth. You don't get gold onto everybody if you get that kill on the Mordekaiser. I mean, basically everybody was up there, so let's be honest. But you don't get everybody gold. You don't get Dr. Phil and Chill gold. He had to back off for a wave or two, so he did miss out on the waves. And 2 turrets going down means that the gold can swing just a little bit. Is now Birdo. Face checking into a Zillion is always scary.
Oh, Dr. Phil and Chill at this point, though, I mean, has about a 40 CS difference. So Dr. Phil and Chill, he's not worried about his CS right now.
Yeah, Dr. Phil and Chill is chilling.
Yeah, like I said, TA Sentinels are going to try to fight for this dragon because they're down 2-0. So I think they're going to go for this one, and it doesn't look like Exflow Pink is going to respond.
Yeah, Exflow making the smart decision, saying, hey, we don't have the vision here to be able to walk into this. Why would we even do it? So they just give it up, say, hey, TA Sentinels, we're fine with you taking this one.
Yeah, and right now, it's pretty close. It's only about a 500 gold difference between the two sides. So I think we're in for an exciting finish between these two teams, because it's going to be, who gets that final team kill, right? Who wins the team fights in the jungle? Who wins it in the mid lane? And I think it's going to come down to, can they get to Alipaka? Because if Alipaka lays down a bunch of damage, then you could say goodbye and good night, as they're going to probably take game 2 if Alipaka is untouched.
Yeah, Alipaka, she's growing. She has more power spike items coming in. I believe that the Eclipse is next for her. So continue looking at this MF. Alipaka should be who you play through. You should play through the GP and your MF. Mordekaiser can neutralize the Hecarim for at least a little bit in team fights, so it's not quite as scary to have a fed Hecarim in the game whenever you've got that Mordekaiser to take them away. But yeah, definitely play around keeping Alipaka and also your GP safe.
As we see the Eclipse that's now on Alipaka. So, sustainability, lifesteal in these team fights. Birdo now is 2-3-1, so he's picked up 2 kills since we last checked at his stat line. Gangplank doesn't have a mythic yet, but does have a lot of, we were talking about the Essence Reaver. The crit. This is just crit central right now for this mid lane. So, Crisscross is going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I do like the build. I'm a bigger fan of going Triforce with crit cloaks, but Phantom Dancer is relatively the same. It has a slightly faster break point where it starts doing more damage than Triforce, but overall, I enjoy this build. I think that Crit Plank is the best build at the moment for GP.
Have you been playing? Have you been playing some crit Blitzcrank? Ooh,
Blitzcrank I have. As ulti comes down from Trice Cross, will he be able to pick up the kill? No, shutdown goes over to the Hecarim. Birdo will say thank you very much. As now Dr. Phil and Cho going to go forward. Alipaka in a weird situation has to use her flash to get away from that.
Alipaka escapes barely, but Birdo's looking for more and more kills.
Horse is running down this old man with a Glock. Is now the onslaught comes out, finds the kill, gonna be able to get out of the MF ulti as well. And that is huge for the momentum. Is now actually Guifer are gonna come over and they're gonna be able to pick up the kill. No, Phil and Chill said, hey, I worked on this project too. Give me some points.
Dr. Phil and Chill picks up the kill. Little Guifer's like, man, I just want to kill at this point. But does have a bounty on their head. But big shout out to Birdo being aggressive again in this later stages of the match. You know, mid game was kind of rough for, TA Sentinels, but this late game has been better and better. But are they going to try to go in? Pharaoh them do have health.
He's not able to find anything with his ulti quite yet. Guifer going into the death realm. Will GP be able to zone out long enough for this Mordekaiser? I don't believe so. Mordekaiser going to continue flashing forward. Has the Zillion Chrono Shift. Doesn't go down quite yet. Is now Phil and Chill looking to pick up the kill. Going to be able to find it. Yaone is finally dead, but Danny goes down on the other side of the fight. Is now Lilia running at 150 miles per hour. Double kill. The W comes out from Phil and Chill, and he says, thank you for my 2 kills.
Alipaka's waiting.
Now Alipaka waiting for this Hecarim. Not going to put down the damage to kill, but is going to be able to save the Hecarim, or is going to be able to save the Zillion. As now the ulti comes out from Phil and Chill wants this kill so bad he can smell it. As now the fear comes out. Birdo picks up the kill, dominating, and Alipaka throws down the ultimate to say goodbye.
This game has come down to seconds. Alipaka, if she had the ult maybe seconds prior, there would have been a double kill when she was sitting there in the Raptor pit. Because they were Birdo and Dr. Phil and Chill were low coming into that. And I think she could have picked up an easy double kill if the ultimate was available, but it was still on cooldown. So this game is coming down to seconds. Love me. It is on the knife's edge, but it's starting to tilt towards TA Sentinels here in the later stages.
Yeah, and TA Sentinels showing why they did win that first game. Their team fighting is almost unstoppable. It seems like they just can't lose a team fight. As now the Dragon being started up. They don't have all the members here quite yet for the side of TA Sentinels, but they're going to have them very soon. As now that is a Sejuani ultimate going down onto Trice. Trice going to find himself the graveyard. As now the ultimate does come down onto Birdo, but Birdo says, thank you for giving me a free kill here. My team is going to back me up. Danny going low on the backside. I don't know if this is being communicated or not, but Polish looking for the kill, flashes forward, going to be able to find it. And that team fight was chaotic, but TA Sentinels once again find themselves coming out on top. Did not get the Dragon, though.
Yeah, Pharaoh was able to smite away the Dragon, which was crucial for them because now it's the Dragon lead a 3-1, but now they may turn this to Baron.
Yep, there's a big purple worm still on the rift. They do have MF ulti, so if something epic can go down here, Alipaka will be finding herself on the highlight reel.
Alipaka, does she have it?
Down.
Maybe that's a little too early.
Not enough damage. Is now Hammy going to look for the double bomb and try
Hammy?
to pick up the kill. No, Baron Nash are slain by the blue team.
You see the bombs coming in from Hammy, you start to sweat there. But they got the kill, they got the Baron, so now can they roll this into another situation where they push maybe mid or bot lane? The only problem is their waves, they're going to have to find a way to, start to jumpstart it in the mid lane.
Yeah, we've got to start looking at getting these waves out as fast as possible. The Baron is going to come in. Inevitably they're going to push up on your mid lane turret. Try to get these side waves to push out towards your enemy at this moment so that they're not able to just set up waves easily, which it seems like they're just going to be able to do because Ari can just kind of chill in the bot lane and say hello, but does not have the Baron buff, so the minions are not going to help her out very much.
As right now, I think... we're back at this point, though,
coming over the wall. Trice Cross said hello and ate some oranges.
Yeah, Will Queefer just went in.
Oh, Phil and Chill in the death realm. Will he be able to pick up the kill onto Phil and Chill? Oh no! Yaone is winning. Yaone barely wins that. Shutdown goes over to Alipaka as now Hammy goes low, but the ultimate does come down. Trice Cross goes dead. Is now Danny and Berto. Berto went really far there. Danny and 17, the only ones left is the Lilia ball. Does hit, not going to be able to find the grasp, but does find the kill onto Hammy. And these team fights are getting real split up. Everybody is kind of looking in different directions. You have to have 3 different directional on your eyes.
Well, you know what? Great play, though, by Xflow Pink. We saw Yaone come out of nowhere and was able to pick off Dr. Phil and Chill. Phil and Chill didn't have the damage to lay out there, and that's when Pharaoh and the rest of them were able to pick off Berto, who went deep in that team fight. Yes, Danny and 17 were able to survive, but at the end of the day, that was a great play, though, for this Xflow Pink squad.
Yeah, Xflow Pink definitely making up some gold there and also winning their first team fight in what felt like forever. It feels good to finally win that team fight. They know that they have a chance to win this game. I mean, the way that both of these teams kind of play, this game is winnable for both of them still. They can both still have, that one team fight that just kind of sets the bar, sets the tone. And this Mordekaiser, despite us not talking about him quite as much, he still does damage to Phil and Chill. Phil and Chill smartly picking up the QSS.
So here's the thing, though, is that TA Sentinel still does have a healthy, gold lead.
Yep.
But if you're Xflow Pink, if you can get another team fight like that, then you really do turn it on its head. And I don't know when the next dragon, but it's soon.
It's soon.
It's soon.
Real soon.
And if you can get that Infernal Soul on top of your damage dealers, and Pharaoh's also going to be able to do some real damage on top of it with all of her kit, I think this is in Xflow's hand if they can be able to pick off another team fight like they did in this last one.
And you can see they're going aggressive. Hammy has to flash away, but the Sejuani does not have ulti for this next fight. What will we be seeing?
Danny.
Is Danny looking for a pick, possibly?
Oh!
Yaone finding himself a little too far forward is now Polish going forward. Gonna flash in. Gonna use the W on accident, I think, as the sleep comes out, but it's not very impactful. Onslaught used onto the backside. Hammy gonna go down inside of his ultimate. Yaone gonna find himself with 3 blue members, as now they have to continue running backwards. Xflow not having a great time in this fight. Alipaka, is she next on the list of deaths as the stopwatch comes out, but it'll only save her for a little bit as now Phil and Chill gets his 7th kill of the game.
Phil and Chill is like, you forgot your subscription and prescription of more melatonin. Night, let's go to bed. He put out a clinic of damage there, as this team is now in the driver's seat. I think that they can possibly crack the base open and just drive, and they're in the driver's seat now.
Oh yeah. TA 100% in the driver's seat. Losing that dragon was pretty bad for Xflow. They didn't get any kills in that fight. Everybody has bounties basically on the enemy team, so it is looking rough. I will say there is still the chance. I mean, Lilia ultimate was not the greatest in that last fight, but if they're able to find a good Lilia ultimate, there is the chance still that Xflow do have the might to pull this one back.
And I think that this is a situation where Xflow Pink, you need to find a way to pick off Berto early, or get on top of Dr. Phil and Chill. You had that team fight, in a previous team fight when Yaone took away Dr. Phil and Chill's ability in that team fight, and they got the win. So unfortunately, they hadn't had that success anywhere else so far. So they're gonna need something, because, like you said, Pharaoh's ult did not help them at all in that last team fight.
Yeah, Pharaoh's ultimate came out, was not able to find very much. I think they only really found one person with the ultimate, and it was Guifer in that fight. And Guifer is just fine with getting Lilia ulted. Taking a quick nap on the Rift does not mean much to this Sejuani.
No, and I think right now we're in a situation where we're just waiting for that next fight. Oh, they're going for the Baron.
Dinner time, Baron on the table. Is now I don't know if Yaone is going to be able to get here in time to contest this. They do use the GP ultimate. GP ult coming down. Gonna force them off for just a moment. Will they look to go back onto it? Yes,
do they go? Oh, but where's Alipaka? Alipaka is going to be crucial in this next team fight. If they can get to her, then TA Sentinels is going to take this Baron. But if they can't get to her and she lays out the bullet time,
woo, Sejuani ultimate not going to be able to find the mark. Neither will this Yuumi ult, but GP is in a weird spot. Yaone going to continue going forward, using the ultimate to keep himself against this Sejuani, but a lot of damage coming down on a GP, and Hammy has to ult himself, as that is going to be a kill over to Phil and Chill. Phil and Chill.
Phil and Chill.
Uses the cleanse. Will he be able to live? Woo! He's going to continue kiting. He's going to continue smashing that Q button. And he's going to be able to pick up a Quadra. Will the Penta come out? I don't believe so.
I don't think it's going to be a Penta, but Dr. Phil and Chill, wow. Just way-laced in that team fight. Played it perfectly, was low at some points, but then 17 got on top of Dr. Phil and Chill, healed him back up, and now has 11 kills and only 1 death in this matchup. Love me. I think this TA Sentinel squad is really special, especially with Dr. Phil and Chill.
Yeah, Phil and Chill and 17 are just sticking together like bugs, trying to stay as close together, flies on poop, as some might say, very close to each other. And now Phil and Chill is at the point where he just does so much damage that keeping him alive in these team fights can actually swing it solo. We saw it there. He got a little low. We were kind of worried, and then he was like, "Nah, I got Yuumi on me. I'm about to heal for 800 damage and 1 E." So we're good.
Hey, and one thing that you love me, as you said earlier, is that you love the Yuumi pick.
Yes.
And 17 is 2-0 and 18. On the
Yuumi. Yeah. 17 keeping himself alive, has the Dark Seal Truer. I would have liked to seen it go to a Majai's by now, but it's a little bit too much gold for that investment. As now, I think that TA Sentinels want to look to just end the game off of this push. Yaone gonna find himself in a weird spot. Has the Hecarim coming down as well, and that's gonna be a kill onto this Mordekaiser. Wait, uses the ultimate. Death Realm does come out. Weefer is going quite low, but not quite gonna be able to find the kill.
The cat does it again.
Oh, and Hecarim finds his way onto Trice Cross. Trice Cross goes down. Danny continuing to posture forward, stunned.
What a play! Man, Birdo and then went right behind and sent Tricross to the Shadow Realm. They pick up the kill. 17's now 3-0 and 19. This cat cannot die, will not die. This is the true carry of this TA Sentinel squad.
Yeah, the cat is carrying, and now we see the siege. Will they go for N? Maybe not. They're looking to get that second inhib. They've got a third inhib on the table. Not going to go for that. Going to look to go back, get some vision, maybe get the soul rock.
Right now, they are sitting on 2 dragons, so I think they're going to pick up their third one and deny another soul opportunity for this X-Flow Pink team.
That is a lot of Infernal Drakes, and I really don't want to see what Dr. Phil and Chill is able to lay out with damage buffs like that.
But we've been talking about it. Yeah, damage buffs on Dr. Phil and Chill, but this little Yuumi, though. 3 kills, that's going to be a carry. No, I'm joking. But, man, and Danny, last match was unstoppable, was just a monster. Yep. This one still doing really well, but not the focal point of this team. Dr. Phil and Chill has been great in the bot lane, but also Birdo weathered the storm. When Birdo went 2-3-1 on this Hecarim, and just think about it, started off 2-0-1, then went 2-3-1, and some people will start to have that mental game of like, oh man, things aren't working, I'm just gonna like try to play more passive, or they just uber int and they like go into the other way, right? Yeah. But right now, that's a 10-4-12. Since going 2-3-1, he has picked up 8 more kills, 1 death, and has also 10 more assists. That is, people will love to have games like that, and he's had that in just a turnaround.
Oh yeah, turn around this game completely is now. Expo looking a little bit homeless here. I think that they are found out. Heckram gonna go forward. Alipaka gonna get CC'd up. That's Hammy. Goodbye, Hammy. Goodbye, Alipaka. Goodbye, Trice Cross. And that is going to be the game for TA Sentinels in a swift 2-0 dominant.
Take a bow, Whittle Guifer. You picked up the kills. You no longer have 0 kills on your score sheet. You gotta love it for Whittle Guifer, especially after what happened in Game 1. But man, TA Sentinels, and they weathered the storm of that mid game. The mid game was rough. Berto had a rough time as they're gonna go in for more kills.
Go in for more kills. The Mordekaiser ultimate does come down, but it's on the Yumi. Actually, no! Don't take the KD! The game ends! Yes! Yumi keeps the KD!
Yes! Let's go!
Yumi keeps the
Support
KD!
in Group C! Woo!
Woo!
Wow! All right, I think we're back, Love Me. Sorry about that. We're still trying to clean up some things on the technical side, but I got to tell you, Love Me, that was such a great series for TA Sentinels. First game, they were getting stomped in the early game. Turned it around. Whittle Guifer, they had a rough time, but they turned it around, picked up the win. Game 2, early game went really well. Mid game, that was just like it was like mountaintops, valley, and then mountaintops again. This TA Sentinel squad is really dangerous, and I really like the way they played, and especially in the team fights.
Yeah, TA Sentinels playing extremely well. Their mid game was a little rough the second game, but they were so dominant in every single team fight. It almost felt like it was impossible to beat them after a certain point. There was a moment where X-Flow were ahead and had the chance of winning this game, but Alipaka just not able to find the right ultimate. She was just basically eradicated by that Hecarim. Just it was too difficult at the end of the game to really make the difference.
Yeah, no, and you're not wrong. And that's another thing is that this team, if you're Xlo Pink, maybe go back to the drawing board and say, like, what really worked for us in that early game of game 1 and what worked for us in game 2's mid game. Maybe build off of that. Because we saw Pharaoh did a fine job on the Lilia. So it wasn't like they had bad, it wasn't like they were getting stomped the whole time. But unfortunately, in game 2, the early game and late game just snowballed to a point where they just couldn't get out of that rut. And so I think that maybe just go back to the drawing board. But if you're TA Sentinels, you can just hang your hat on the fact that your top lane got stomped early and didn't end. And they were able to, keep level headed, keep calm in the situation. And they were able to pick up a 2-0 sweep.
A good 2-0 sweep, and that's a good way to start your season as well. Looking pretty strong. I mean, I did say before this, watch the bot lanes. These 2 bot lanes are extremely good, and I wasn't disappointed. I mean, Alipaka played pretty well in the second game, and it was too much to overcome for her. Speaking of bot lanes, I think that we're getting Dr. Phil and Chill in for an interview here in a moment.
Oh, let's go. Dr. Phil and Chill? Man, Dr. Phil and Chill was he was a guest one time on the CC Zone, our podcast. And, he is, what's the word I'm looking for? Like he's he's knowledgeable of the game. And he is also like super important to the CCS. His ability to be able to put together a stat system really helped out to progress this league. Yeah. So, shout out to Dr. Phil and Chill, especially when he gets in here. But I know there were some people in the chat that were asking of like, who they were rooting for. I know that a lot of people were putting some of their channel points on TA Sentinels. But as we wait for Dr. Phil and Chill to join us, taking a look at the upcoming schedule, TA Sentinels, they're going to be taking on Dreadnoughts. So we're going to have that matchup. but X-Flow is going to be taking on DZG. Maybe that's an opportunity for either team to, either TA Sentinels can continue their momentum, or X-Flow Pink can find a way to bounce back and try to get back into the standings, because you do not want to fall deep into a pit where you're like, oh man, we are fighting back, trying to get into the playoffs.
And here they are. Dr. Phil and Chill has joined us finally. And my first question for you is actually, how do you feel? I mean, you got 2 Zeri games in, you got one with Renata and one with Yumi. It must feel nice to pop off on both.
Yeah, for sure. It was they were a little longer than we really want, but all in all, worked out pretty well, pretty fun.
All right, I've got a question for you, Dr. Phil and Chill. When Widow Gweefer in game 1 was started off 0-4-0, what was the voice comms like, and how did you guys remain calm and not, fall into a mental game there?
Well, we're used to it in scrims, so we mental wasn't really shot. We're very used to having 1 or 2 lanes, not do too hot, especially when they're on a newer champion. We haven't played too much Sejuani. It's kind of just a thing we're picking up, and no one was really mental boomed. Learned to go through it, and we're scaling comp anyway. Give up a couple of dragons, and we just hit 2 items, and we can get back into it. So,
yep. You did play against the new Sivir. What are your thoughts on that champion? Have the changes helped her out, or do you think they've made her worse? What's your opinion on that as an AD carry?
I don't have a concrete opinion on it yet. I played against it a couple times already. Win rate wise, and I mean they hotfix nerfed it, so it's got to be it's a little decent. I think her build's still being figured out, but generally I think she's stronger, and I'm interested in playing her. She's really good for wave clear still, and now she has more crit scaling, so she doesn't have to do the Duskblade build anymore, which is a little weird.
Yeah. All right, Phil and Chill. Last year you were part of Team Ambition. You're back with them again this split, but what's special about this team? I know that you're the veteran of the CCS with these players, but what's special about this team, and why should people be on the lookout for you guys?
I just think the team just came together and clicked right away. Like we always make our mistakes, like even today, obviously, but generally, like we haven't been playing together too long, and things are going very well. I think our top side's very strong. Like save for the a couple mistakes in the early game of game 1, but we have a lot of games where the opposite happens. So I think we'll only improve.
Awesome. And to wrap this up, do you have any shout outs? Anybody that you want to shout out? Anybody but Flay, please?
Who would shout out Flay?
Yeah, see, well, that's the thing. I mean, Phil and Chill, the thing is if you replace Danny with Flay, what would you guys have been swept?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, the thing is, in game 1, like we were losing fights without Swain, but when Swain got there, we won. If Flay was there, Flay would have never been relevant. So
there we go. Well, Dr. Phil and Chill, thank you so much for joining us, and everyone else at home. Thank you for watching this matchup between X-Flow Pink and TA Sentinels. We look forward to next week when we have more matchups for you and CCS action. We'll have reaction videos that are coming out tomorrow. We'll have all this content and production and everything. Also, shout out to Shoop's first time producing for the CCS. I know we had some technical difficulties, but shout out to you as well for sticking through it and getting us through this match. Everyone else at home, we'll catch you next time. I'm Brankles. That's Love Me. Have a great night.
See ya.